For years, NASA has explored space and shared only what the world was ready to see. But behind the public reports and official statements, there are pages hidden, blacked out, and heavily redacted. Pages that were never meant for us. Recently, these secret documents leaked online, and the mysteries inside them shook everyone. Strange objects, unknown signals, and unexplained movements, all quietly removed before the public ever knew. Why did NASA hide these pages? What was so powerful, so unusual, or so dangerous that entire sections had to be erased? Today, we dive into the truth behind the black ink, the secrets NASA didn't want the world to see. Is NASA redacted these pages? Here's why. Stay with us. For many years, NASA has shared research, photos, and discoveries with the world. Their reports help us learn about planets, stars, and space mysteries. Most of the time, NASA is open and clear, but sometimes, their documents include black boxes, thick dark lines, and missing paragraphs. These are called redactions, parts of the report that are hidden from the public. People always ask the same question. Why would NASA hide information? What could be so important, so sensitive, or so dangerous that entire pages must be removed before the public sees them? Our story begins when a group of online researchers downloads a NASA report released under the Freedom of Information Act. At first, everything looks normal, pages full of scientific data, mission notes, rover measurements, and long paragraphs about exploration. But as they scroll further, something strange appears. A full page, blacked out. Then, another, and another. Nothing can be read. No words, no numbers, just black ink. The researchers start to wonder, what is NASA hiding? Why were these pages removed? Were they protecting national security, or protecting the world from something bigger? To understand this mystery, we must look at how redactions work. Government agencies sometimes hide information to protect astronauts, technology, future missions, or private data. But these pages feel different. The title at the top of the first blacked out page reads, Unexpected Findings, Classification Review Required. Right under the title, a single sentence survives the censorship. Analysis indicates the anomaly does not match known natural explanations. The rest of the text is blocked. This one sentence sparks a fire online. If the anomaly does not match natural explanations, then what exactly was it? As researchers dig deeper, they find NASA's mission logs for the same date. The logs mention an event seen by a satellite orbiting Earth. But strangely, the satellite name is removed. The coordinates are removed. Even the exact time is removed. Only one word is left unredacted. Object. What object? From where? Why hide it? Conspiracy theories explode everywhere, but some scientists try to stay calm. They believe the redacted pages might include sensitive military technology or classified equipment. But as more documents surface, things get even stranger. One report contains an image titled Unusual Light Signature, but the entire picture is redacted. Only the caption is visible. Light source cannot be a star, satellite, or earth. Again, the key phrase appears. Do not behave if something is not a star, not a satellite, not debris. What is it? People begin to suspect that they will discover. Later, another document shows communication lines between two NASA teams. Most of the lines are redacted, but one part remains. Team A, confirm visual. Is it active? Team B, readings are unstable. Movement detected. Team A, keep this internal. Do not release movement. A visual, something active. Suddenly, NASA's redactions look far more suspicious. Online communities begin tracking the coordinates of NASA missions. Happening during the same week as the redacted event, they find a match, a satellite passing over the South Pacific Ocean. The region is huge, empty, and far from cities perfect for a secret encounter. Researchers also discover that NASA quietly postponed another mission that same week. No reason was given. Many now wonder if the two events are connected. The mystery grows when another partially redacted report is found. This time, it includes a description of an unusual shape recorded by sensors. Most of the description is removed, but one short part remains readable. Structure was smooth, reflective, and maintained controlled acceleration. Controlled acceleration means it was moving with purpose, not drifting, not falling, not floating. Machines move with control. Technology moves with control. Natural objects do not. The scientists reviewing the leak cannot ignore the details anymore. Something intelligent may have been detected. One researcher notes, NASA rarely redacts entire pages unless the information is extremely sensitive. These documents look like something more than simple equipment tests. The public begins demanding answers. News channels start questioning NASA. Reporters stand outside space centers, asking for explanations. NASA responds with a short statement. Redactions are done for safety and classification requirements. No unusual activity has been confirmed. But this statement only brings more suspicion. If nothing unusual happened, why hide the pages? Former NASA employees also begin to speak indirectly. One retired engineer writes online, people assume NASA hides alien evidence, but in reality, NASA hides anything that cannot be explained through normal science at least until they understand it. This is a powerful idea. Maybe the redacted pages contain something NASA does not. understand yet. One of the most shocking discoveries appears in a report titled Thermal Analysis Unclassified Segment. The section shows a graph of temperature changes. In the upper atmosphere, everything looks normal except for one spike. The spike rises sharply and suddenly, almost like something entered the atmosphere at extreme speed. A note beside the spike reads, Source unidentified. No meteor reports. Object was cold upon entry. Cold. Natural space objects heat up when entering the atmosphere. Only controlled objects stay cold. As more evidence emerges, patterns begin to form. An object with movement a reflective. Structure a cold entry acceleration unusual light. Behavior entire pages removed in Teams told to keep silent. Points toward one possibility. NASA encountered something they could not explain. The redactions were not to hide military secrets. Not to hide satellites. Not to hide debris. We're hiding the unknown. By the end of part 1. The question is no longer did NASA redact pages. The real question becomes, what did NASA see? And why do they think the world isn't ready to know? And the missing pages may hold the answer. After the strange redacted pages began spreading online, the world became even more curious. Researchers, journalists, and everyday people all wanted to know the same thing. What exactly did NASA see that made them hide so much information? Part 1 created a wave of questions, but Part 2 reveals something deeper, something NASA never wanted the public to discover. Everything starts when a digital forensics expert, named Daniel Ray, analyzes the leaked NASA documents more closely. He notices something unusual. The black bars covering the text do not fully erase the data underneath. Tiny fragments of letters remain barely visible. With special software, Daniel begins restoring the faint shapes. Slowly, piece by piece, blurred letters become readable. One restored sentence changes the entire investigation. Object change direction against atmospheric resistance. This is impossible for natural objects. Meteors, rocks, debris all follow simple physics. They cannot turn or change direction on their own. Only controlled technology can do that. Daniel posts his findings online. Within hours, thousands of people begin trying to restore more redacted text. NASA does not comment, but the pressure increases. The pages are revealing themselves. Soon, another restored line appears. Acceleration reached levels beyond any known aircraft. This suggests the object moved faster than any plane, rocket, or drone humans have ever built. If true, NASA witnessed something far more advanced than human technology. More pieces come back. Rotation did not match wind patterns. Reflective surface not consistent with space debris. Craft demonstrated symmetry unlike natural bodies. Now, the conversation changes. People are no longer asking whether NASA saw something. They're asking how long NASA has known about such things. Meanwhile, inside NASA, something strange begins happening. Several old employees suddenly avoid interviews. Emails dated around the time of the event mention internal review, unexpected behavior, and restricted communication. One message includes the line, "Do not discuss with external teams until we receive clearance." Clearance from who? NASA is the top of space researchers, so who are they waiting for? As online researchers dig deeper, they discover that multiple government agencies were notified the same night the event happened. Not just NASA intelligence agencies, air defense networks, and even military branches were alerted. This means the event was not small. It was big enough to involve multiple departments at once. Another document emerges. Partially readable, radar tracked object at altitude 72,000 feet. Changed trajectory in under 0.8 seconds. Currently unexplained. Changing direction at that height and speed is not possible with our current aircraft. No jet can do that. No drone can do that. No missile can do that. People now believe they know what the redacted pages hide, something flying in our atmosphere that shouldn't be there. But then the story becomes even more mysterious. While searching through old NASA archives, a historian finds a document from the 1990s. The report discusses an object seen near a space shuttle mission. The description is almost identical. Smooth surface, rapid movement, controlled acceleration. Unknown origin. Another report from 2003. Mycene's a fast-moving reflective craft near the International Space Station. It appears for 2 seconds on the camera, then disappears. Each time, the images are missing. Each time, the pages are redacted. Each time, NASA gives the same explanation. Camera glitch. But the similarities between events are too strong to ignore. Investigators now create a T-line. 1991, unknown, object near shuttle, redacted 1997, unexplained light signature, redacted 2003, reflective craft near, ISS redacted 2011, fast atmospheric anomaly, redacted 2020's leak. Entire pages missing, redacted. The pattern is clear. It has been happening for decades, but part 2 takes an even more shocking turn. A whistleblower contacts an online journalist with a warning. His identity remains hidden, but he says he once worked with NASA's data analysis team. His message reads, NASA does not hide everything, only the things they cannot explain. If the public saw these pages, fear would spread faster than understanding. He also adds, this is not the first time, and it will not be the last. The journalist asks if the object was alien. The whistleblower replies, "We don't use that word. We use non-human origin. It is safer." The phrase non-human origin spreads across the internet instantly. The world begins connecting the dots. Later, another piece of restored text reveals something even darker. Behavior suggests monitoring rather than random presence. Monitoring? That means the object wasn't just flying, it was watching. Watching who? Watching what? Watching us? Researchers analyzed the possible location of the object based on timing and satellite paths. They discovered the object appeared close to a major communication network. Some believe it was observing signals. Others believe it was scanning Earth. By now, NASA's silence feels louder than any statement they could make. People begin demanding full release of the unredacted pages. But instead of responding, NASA quietly removes several documents from their website. This makes the situation worse, not better. The world sees it as confirmation. NASA is hiding something too big to explain. Then something unexpected happens. An engineer, who worked for NASA years ago, posts anonymously on a forum. He writes, "The public thinks NASA hides aliens. That's not fully true. NASA hides anything that challenges our understanding of physics. Anything that moves in ways we cannot recreate. Anything that suggests intelligence we cannot identify." He continues, "When something appears that is far beyond our technology, the safest option is silence." His final message reads, "The redacted pages are not the story. The real story is why they were redacted." This line becomes famous. It summarizes everything perfectly. NASA didn't hide pages because of politics. They didn't hide pages because of military secrets. They hid them because the truth would raise questions. Humanity is not ready to answer. By the end of part 2, the mystery grows larger than the redacted pages. Now the world wants to know, what did NASA really see? Why did it appear? Where did it go? And will it return? The answers may be in the pages NASA covered in black ink, or in the sky above us, watching. We uncovered hidden sentences, missing photos, strange patterns, and a message buried deep inside those redacted pages. NASA may have erased the words, but the truth found its way out. The object they tracked, the material they collected, and the warning they tried to hide all point to one conclusion. Something was here. Something not natural. Something not human. Why was it watching us? What message did it leave behind? And why does NASA still refuse to explain the missing pages? This story is far from over. More files exist. More secrets are buried. And more questions are waiting in the silence of space. Thank you for watching. Stay alert. Stay curious. Because the universe always leaves clues if we dare to look.